Hello, hello, and welcome to another edition of Queen Astro's Tarot. Ooh la la. Today we are looking at what the next 30 days have in store for you. So to be clear, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it is whenever the clock starts ticking, so to speak, for that 30 days. I almost said 30 minutes, but 30 days. I think it'd be very silly to do a 30-minute reading. That would take probably 30 minutes. Anyway, I decided to kind of lay out the piles like this just because sometimes I feel, and I'm not saying anybody in particular, I'm saying more about me than anything, like during pick a cards, I'll sometimes try to hack or, you know, look for the card that I know the meaning of, sort of thing, to see if like that's the outcome I want, so to speak. So instead of like showing you the entire oracle card from the empath activation cards, which I know are more unfamiliar with people than like, you know, traditional tarot cards. But anyway, point being, I wanted to go for more of like an overall pile vibe as opposed to like one card or like one element at a time. So we're going to go clockwise, starting from the top left with pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Sorry, I know I just said we go clockwise, and then I realized halfway through, I'm like, no, you laid them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, that is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. You can even see me pointing pile 3, pile 4. Was I just pointing that whole time and no one could see? Great. 3, 4, 1, 2. We got there eventually. Timestamps will be in the description below. And please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the drill. And I will see you in your piles. Bye. Hello, hello. If you're here, you are pile number 1 with this, I just knocked down a crystal point. This seashell with some nice coloring. Some browns, tans. It's got like little chippies here, but these cute chippies. And this is your pile. So the way I was going to do this pile 1 is, well, first let's reveal your empath oracle card. Da, 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 da. Master of Trillions. I just love this deck. I just got it. Sorry, I'm going to be using it in every video. Actually, I'm not sorry. So the very cool thing about this deck is that each card is meant to, or is designed rather, to activate, you know, the energy of the card. So Master of Trillions. So just off this alone, pile 1, I feel like there's a lot you've been working towards sort of mastering within your own life, you know, like kind of like checking off the boxes in each arena of your life, you know, like career, check, romance, check, like I'm going on dates, check, I'm just going out with friends, check. Like I feel like you are very trying to make a lot of things happen all at once, which mad respect for you. But before we dive into further into this card, let's take a look at your tarot to just kind of get an overlook at what the next 30 days have in store for you. Again, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you found this, 30 days start now. So yeah, let's get into it with the tarot. I've got 2 tarot decks here, and then we will see how the empath activation card plays into all of this. Oh, and I don't think I said this in the intro, but I pre-pulled the piles, but I have not looked at them, so it's a reveal for everyone. All right, we've got the 2 of Swords in reverse. This is Orion's Animal Tarot. It's so flippin' beautiful. So again, pile 1, this is for your next 30 days. What does it have in store for you? The Ace of Swords also in reverse. Big sword energy. BSE. 3 of Cups. Oh. I'm running out of space. Hold on, let me move things over a little bit. Pile 1. So you can see your beautiful, beautiful spread. And then 10 of Swords. Very interesting. So very sword heavy, BSE, big sword energy, pile 1. Especially in reverse, I feel like, except for the 10 of Swords, which I know can kind of cause some folks to panic because it's definitely a card that can mean, you know, completion endings, but maybe one that is not a blissful one, so to speak. Like right here, you've got a starfish being impaled by 10 very pretty but very pointed and very real swords. But I think this is going to be a very sort of transformative 30 days for you, pile 1, just based on these alone. Even the 2 of Swords in reverse it feels like there's been some sort of indecision about, as you are trying to balance all of these, and especially again with the Ace of Swords, like you're a very logical person, pile one. Like you're a very intellectual, goal-oriented person. And I feel like as you're trying to master everything, I don't want to say there's missteps, but there are missed opportunities, especially within collaboration. Like with the Three of Cups, it's all about like celebration, joy. But look at these little guys. They're team workers. They work together. But before we dive more into this, let's pull from let's reveal the Cosmic Slumber Tarot in conjunction with these pile one. And the way I'm going to kind of read it is like, you know, lay one out, and that will clarify this card. You'll see what I mean. You'll get it. You get it. Y'all are smart. We've got the King of Cups right under the Two of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. Wow, interesting. Under the Ace of Swords in reverse. Very interesting. Two aces like mirrored, or you know what I mean? The Two of Torches or Two of Wands right under the Three of Cups. And then you've got the, wow, interesting. The Ten of Cups reverse and the Ten of Swords. Wow, like a lot of mirrored energy right now for you, pile one. A lot of mirrored energy. Now I'm starting to think that maybe there was something within a partnership or collaboration. Not necessarily, it could have been romantic, but with Three of Cups, I get more of like friendship, colleagues, things like that. And there's been some sort of upheaval within that. Pile one, whatever that means for you. Like there's had to be a choice. Like with the Two of Torches here, you see, you know, torches of the fire, passion, but there's two equally dark and unknown potential pathways for this person to walk down. And I think especially under the Three of Cups, it's kind of telling you to be prepared to like face the unknown within this collaboration. Interesting, pile one. Like, yeah, I feel like there's like a block you've been dealing with, or like, I'm trying to think of like something with people, but like, again, I'm not getting like a romantic thing. It feels more like a friendship, or like maybe like a victory that felt somehow sullied, like with the Ten of Cups in reverse. You know, it's a completion, but it doesn't feel as sweet as it could be. So I'm feeling like for the next 30 days, pile ones, there's going to be a bit of up and downs. Like literally, like I'm seeing from like Two of Swords in reverse, which is kind of is like, you know, stalemate, indecision, having trouble figuring things out, and then going straight to King of Cups to kind of clarify that. It almost feels, I mean, they're not like opposites, you know, there's no true opposite, but this guy's just vibing, man. He's, you know, mastered his emotions, and he's even though he's on these like torrential waters, just chilling and just fine. And I think you might feel like there's a decision to make, especially with the Ace of Swords in reverse, with the Ace of Pentacles upright, just because the Ace of Pentacles upright is, you know, an awesome card to get, like a very, you can manifest or bring anything in sort of thing, especially within like the material world. Like new beginnings, especially in terms of like enterprise, finance. But I think especially with the Ace of Swords and swords, I just run to land 100 bad guys with swords. I think this is for the next 30 days, like also kind of not warning you, but you know, your ideas are right. Like whatever you've got cooking, pile one is good, but be careful not to get too like sharp or like burn bridges with your words. Like even if you are right, sort of thing, you gotta give off this vibe. That's what I'm getting, pile one. That's what's gonna be happening for you the next 30 days. And again, especially with this Ten of Swords and Ten of Cups in reverse, I feel like again, it could be relationship wise, but I'm really, for whatever reason, getting more of like a platonic or colleague, or you know, a situation where you're still like obviously emotionally involved with this person, but not of a romantic nature. Like it just feels like there's some sort of team or corroboration that might make you feel like you're heading into the unknown, or like you felt like you had everything lined up, but now you feel like you're at this weird stalemate. Sorry, if you hear that, my dog, she just likes to wander through the lights, my light setup. Anyway, I'm gonna really quickly, just because with this Orion's Animal Tarot, I'm still kind of new to it, and like while I know the Ten of Swords is usually, you know, completion, but you know, end of a cycle, I kind of want to look at what the author included in their interpretation, just because, you know, everyone's a little different, and it's got a beautiful guidebook. I'll link it in the comments if you are also a tarot reader and you're like, I need that deck, because I think I did that. I saw someone using that and I'm like, I need that deck. Yeah, so really quickly, while I'm looking through this, if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. I gotta say it. I really do appreciate it, though. Like, I genuinely do. So thank you to those of you who have subscribed, liked, commented. I really like, I get all cheesy, so it makes me feel very good, so thank you. Betrayal, severance, bitterness, right? Like, that's what I was, there in some sort of collaboration, like you feel like you were betrayed. Project or endeavor, this ending came as a surprise, shaking you to your foundations, right? Like, you felt like you kind of had everything lined up, and then there might be something that kind of surprises you. But don't go into, I think especially with this King of Cups, it's kind of warning you, like, yes, this is a setback, but don't fall into the trap of wanting to, you know, be like sharp-tongued and like rip people apart if they potentially hurt you, is kind of what I keep getting. Like, not to, you know, invalidate your feelings or emotions or reactions, which are very, very valid in whatever the situation is. I think it's just more saying, either way it's gonna suck. I don't want to say that, but either way you're going into something unknown. And I think if you want to maintain whatever this friendship or team was, it's kind of asking you to take a step back and not be so sharp. I keep just getting like sharp. But let's take a look really quickly, pile one, just kind of close your reading with the Master of Trillions, which is the empath activation card that was at the bottom of your pile. Is that all the way up there? Can you see it all? Like, sorry, my camera's kind of goofy, so I just want to make sure y'all can see it as well, because it's a very beautiful card. But what I'm going to do, so 14, again, 1, 4 is 5, so being that kind of strife vibe. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to like be like jovial about it. I'm not trying to make, you know, light of your situation, I promise you. But really quickly, I'm just looking through, yeah, again, gorgeous book with a gorgeous deck that I'm kind of new to, so thank you for letting me explore with y'all. Yeah, this is all about the key to harnessing the power of your emotions is to positively affect your cells, or to positively affect your cells lies in the ability to flush out and transform the subconscious beliefs that are in dissonance with your highest vision of the self, right? So I think that's, again, what this Two of Torches is saying, pile one. It's like, you have this choice, one or the other, and I think there's a comfortability, even with the Ace of Pentacles upright in conjunction with the Ace of Swords, like there might be a comfortability in, like, I don't want to use the word lashing out, but, you know, using your intellect and wit to cut people down to size, which, you know, frankly, some people deserve it. But I think here, this Master of Trillions is saying, yes, you are amazing at all these things, and maybe they did wrong you. But one of the things to master is also, you know, self-mastery, in the sense that you can be right. Like, you can, like, I keep hearing, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Think about it. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Is what I keep hearing for the next 30 days, pile one. Yes, because again, it's saying you're being asked to heal these shadow aspects and seek support if needed. So if you feel like there's something like that's kind of in the next 30 days that kind of flares you up, or like feels like a betrayal of sorts, or like something you've been working towards just got thwarted with people you thought were like quote unquote on your side, I think, and I hate being like, everything happens for the reason, because it's like, F you. My life should just rule all the time. And you're right, your life should just rule all the time, and it will rule all the time when you align. Whoa, I should trademark that. Anyway, pile one. It's telling you, like, that triggering is telling you something about like what needs to be healed. Yeah, your cells learned long ago in the evolutionary process they could achieve so much more by working together. You are a multicellular life form. Don't be overwhelmed by thinking you must command all 100 trillion cells at once, right? So it's like, again, with the collaboration, something might have gone wrong and you're like, I had everything laid out, like it was on a plate or whatever the situation was. And like, how did we foil this? How did this happen? But that sort of automatic response is what the next 30 days are going to kind of ask you to check. Pile 1, if that makes sense. Clear your dissonant beliefs and program new molecules of joy, acceptance, and love. Think of these special molecules as your team leaders, dispersing your clear intentions throughout the exquisite organism that is you. Yeah, so the next 30 days I think are going to be pretty transformative for you, Pile 1, even if they are a bit frustrating. It's for your ultimate good. I'm sorry. I know that's like a bleh sort of thing to say, like, yeah, easy for you to say. I know. But trust me when I say I'm right there with you, baby. I will really quickly open up the book of the empath activation cards. It does have, really quickly, if you want to look at it, there's a ritual, or, take a picture. Ritual of a Trillion Children, which, to sum it up, is a ritual where, you quiet yourself, quiet your mind, and just literally imagine every cell in your body, like, as one of your babies. And it's like, what do I want to tell them? What do I want to thank them for? What do I want to, just really realizing, like, all the teamwork that it even just takes to make you the one person, might kind of give you some good perspective, Pile 1. But that is what the next 30 days have in store for you. I hope this brought you some clarity or insight that you were looking for. Again, if it did, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I was about to be like, or if it didn't, just click that button. But what have you. Thank you again for being here until the end, or till your pile. And until next time, Pile 1, I will see you. Till next time, I will see you next time. All right, bye. Hello. If you are here, you picked Pile 2 with this pile. And just to give you a little bit of insight as to how this reading is going to run, y'all, we'll take a look at the Empath Activation Oracle card that is at the bottom of your pile. We won't delve all the way into it till the very end, but then to just kind of get a lay of the land for what the next 30 days are going to kind of look like for you, Pile 2. I've got 2 different tarot decks, and we're going to lay out one and then the other to kind of clarify each, if that makes sense. You'll see when we get there. And if this is your first time here, awesome. Thank you for being here. If you're a returner, please, if you're new or you're returning, if you like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the deal. I gotta do my spiel. I will stop rhyming. I will stop rhyming and get into your reading, Pile 2. So you pick this little guy. It's really pretty. I don't know if you can see this, but it's got like little flecks of like seafoam / forest green, and it's really pretty. Very, very pretty. And the oracle card that you picked is 21, Time of Zenith. This one's very fun. I really love this deck. I just got it. So I will be using the book that came with the deck to kind of go over it with y'all, Pile 2. But just off the bat, Time of Zenith, I'm getting like, if y'all have seen Hercules, the cartoon feature film, when the fates are like, when the stars align, like talking about, Hercules' fated time. I'm kind of getting that with you, Pile 2, is like, something is lining up for y'all, but let's see what the cards have to say for you, Pile 2, in terms of the next 30 days. So we're going to start with the, what is it called? Orion's Animal Oracle. And we've got, woo, see, I told you, Wheel of Fortune reverse. And to be clear, I pre-pulled these, but I did not pre-look at them, so that's why, if I'm reacting, that's why. So you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 5 of Swords also in reverse. The 9 of Wands upright. I'm going to pause the video really quickly to check on somebody at my door, and then I will continue. So if it jumps, that's why. Sorry, Pile 2. All right, sorry about that, Pile 2. So far we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 5 of Swords in reverse, the 9 of Wands. Oh, for some reason I read that as the 9 of Swords. I think when I first said it, it is the 9 of Wands. So apologies if I said Swords again. And then, okay, this is a Swords, a Queen of Swords in reverse. Interesting. So I feel like Pile 2, with the Time of Zenith, and especially with the Wheel of Fortune, and the 5 of Swords in reverse, like, things are lining up maybe not necessarily in your favor in the way that you see it right now, which I know is so like can come off like so condescending, like you just don't get that, it's good for you now, which I drives me cuckoo bananas. But the Wheel of Fortune reversed, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, something cataclysmic, but it can mean like an upheaval or a shakeup, like not necessarily like the Tower. So again, I don't think it's something, again, don't panic, pile two, but something's gonna shift, like a world turned upside down, like, especially with the Five of Swords in reverse, it might feel like you're kind of like losing some sort of battle or whatever that might mean to you, pile two, or whether it's, you know, building a brand or trying to be with somebody. With the swords though, I'm feeling like since this is swords and wands, like I'm feeling like this is more like work or, you know, dream, career oriented, or, you know, who you want to be, not necessarily who you want to be with, pile two. It could be a person, but that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. I feel like, especially with the Nine of Wands, which is a beautiful, beautiful horse. And I thought it was the swords, which is interesting that I misread it as that. Not that I'm like, you know, right all the time by any stretch of the imagination. But I always just think, I always take misreadings into consideration. Yeah. So exactly, Nine of Wands, like in the traditional, you know, tarot, you see a figure with like 8 wands behind them, and they're kind of like leaning on one after going through a battle. So you're gonna kind of go through something that's kind of shake you up, maybe leave you with a couple bruises, so to speak, pile two. But this is just reminding you that through these 30 days to have that like patience and, you know, adversity through courage is what I'm getting so far, pile two. Especially with the Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel like there might be, like the Queen of Swords in reverse always reminds me of like, I think of Regina George, like somebody who's just very sneaky, or not necessarily even sneaky, just good with using words to get what they want, and can sometimes do it to an extent where they don't care who it hurts in the process. Yeah, like manipulation, dysfunction, resentment. So I think maybe that's what you might be facing in the next 30 days is somebody, if this isn't you, which if you're feeling, you know, like you want to burn the place to the ground, we'll get there. But if this is somebody else you feel like is in your life that is, you know, kind of has caused this upheaval in your world or the situation that feels like it's been like kind of manipulative or like maladaptive or what have you, or somebody like is obscuring the truth from you, the next 30 days are kind of test you a little bit, pile two, in terms of like your ability to be resilient in, you know, through adversity. But let's see, I'm going to take the Cosmic Slumber Tarot cards and just to kind of clarify each one for the next 30 days, and we'll get a clearer picture. So we've got the Three of Cups right underneath the Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting because pile one also had the Three of Cups. But for you, yeah, it feels like some sort of friendship or partnership maybe is shifting in a way you did not expect, whatever that means. Like maybe you guys are 3 best friends and then 2 of them start dating and one of them is not you. And you're like, well, this is like, that's fine. I wasn't attracted to either of them, but this just changes the dynamic. I don't know, like something like that might be happening for you, pile two. The Knight, ooh, this one's exclusive to this deck. I'm gonna have to look this one up in reverse, under 5 of Swords. And then, wow, you've got the Universe in reverse, which is literally like the world, or the world. So Wheel of Fortune, the Universe, or the world in reverse under 9 of Wands. Yeah, so you might feel like the world's kind of turned upside down, like something's going on that's going to make you, wow. And then the High Priestess in reverse. Interesting. Huh, especially with the High Priestess in reverse and this Queen of Swords. I'm feeling like, I don't know if you're a witchy person or if somebody in this potential situation the next 30 days, pile two, practices witchcraft, but somebody, and I don't say this like I don't want to be like, somebody's cursing you, but somebody, like, they might not even be like an act, like, I don't want to say an actual witch because, you know, we all have powers, but they might not even be realizing that they're throwing so much mental shade at you that it's kind of effing with you, pile two. But let me look up really quickly the Knight in reverse, just because I'm not sure exactly what that one is in this deck. But while I'm doing that really quickly, if you want to, like, comment, share, subscribe, it really, truly means a lot to me. And I really, really appreciate it. So thank you for those of you who have subscribed and left comments. Like, I cannot tell you, like, they truly do just, like, make my day. I'm looking through the book right now, Night. I don't even know where it is because it's not even numbered. Thanks for sticking with me, y'all. I appreciate it. Okay, no. Almost there, y'all. Patience, patience, patience. Where the heck is it? I don't even know where it is. I don't even know where it is in this guidebook, y'all. Well, let's just take a look. I'm gonna pause it really quickly. I'll get back to y'all. A lot of pauses in this one. Remind me to tell you a story. All right, thanks for sticking with me, pile 2. So you got the Night in reverse. I found it in the book. And then I will tell you the story I was going to tell you. The night comes when you need it most. It is the place for you to sink into and escape. The long day is coming to an end, but the night allows you to extend it to draw the time out. While everyone else sleeps, you will work. Use the night to its fullest. The moon slows down the clock for you so you may have the time you need to face the problems ahead. So pile 2, the story I was going to tell you is, well, first of all, I do want to say you have a lot of major, 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana in here. So a lot of momentum shaking up happening for you in the next 30 days, pile 2. But the first thing that interrupted your reading, my friends in pile 2, was I thought somebody was at my door. Like I heard like a, but it was my dog, one of my dogs, sorry, this is gross, going into my cat's litter box to eat shit. So like, that's what I feel like is literally gonna happen, where it's just like, it's not, just like, this got, really, bro? Like, this is happening right now? Like, again, I don't think this is gonna be like cataclysmic, whatever's happening for you the next 30 days. I think that something's just gonna shake you up that's just kind of more annoying than anything. But I think, especially with the Night in reverse and the 9 of Wands, is kind of reminding you to be strong and resilient and kind of take this time to even retreat into this, darkness, and I use darkness, like darkness is not bad, right? To retreat into this darkness or this frustration and use it to build your resilience. Like I don't think this is saying you should just go buck wild and curse whoever you want. I think this is more saying that could like either if you are feeling that energy, pile 2, if you are feeling very frustrated, I think you are very capable of that. I don't want to attach any judgment. You live your life, you do what you want to do. But let's see what the 21, the time of zenith, just to kind of round this out and figure out what the heck is going on for you in the next 30 days, pile 2, to see if there's any clarification on in terms of what is lining up with this like little shakeup for that's happening for you over the next 3 days. It's going to kind of test you, or you might feel like someone's giving you the evil eye. I'm going to read from the Empath Activation Cards book, just because this is a newer deck, but I'm just so freaking excited to use it that I've been like, going over it every day, but still, it takes so long to learn a new deck. Even after like pouring over each card, sort of thing. Yeah, it's a rare alignment that occurs exclusively in a narrow band across the Earth's center and only twice a year at any given point in the band. I'll have to look up if it's happening now. If you know if it is happening right now when we're filming, or when you're watching it, let us know. The sun is directly overhead, casting no shadow whatsoever. It is a mystical and sacred time for many indigenous cultures. This momentary gateway creates a passageway into the upper world where shadow is integrated and access to the higher realms is made possible. Interesting. Centering of the world. The cosmic light of Creator will be directly overhead, transmuting shadow, illuminating your center, uniting the masculine and feminine poles, and opening up channels of travel so your consciousness may move freely between the worlds. Yeah, so especially, I think this is going to be a time of centering for you. Again, there might be like a little bit of shakeup in some sort of friendship or colleague group that might have you kind of reassessing a little bit, or maybe like kind of having darker thoughts or feelings than you normally anticipate, pile 2. But then you're going to kind of be able to, through this shakeup, through, the universe kind of being flipped on its head, so to speak, there's this resilience, like you're going to make it through whatever this is. And I think with the time of Zenith, like, yeah, even your words are powerful at this time. If this is not somebody else in your energy field, like, throwing shit at you, your energy is powerful this time. I think, again, I don't want to put any judgment on, but with that High Priestess in reverse, it can kind of be like, you know, like Nancy in The Craft, the original Craft movie, where she just, you know, goes crazy with power. I shouldn't use the word crazy, where she goes wild with power. I think with the time of Zenith, it's kind of reminding you to center yourself, because you are super powerful, pile 2, and like the next 30 days are definitely going to show you that. So to kind of close your reading, pile 2, what I'm going to do is read the Ritual of Time of Zenith, which comes with this card. This is an incantation you can repeat 3 times while kind of just focusing on centering yourself. And in the book, it does suggest going, you know, saying it 3 times facing north, south, east, west. Do whatever feels comfortable to you, or don't do it if it doesn't feel comfortable. But here's the ritual for you, pile 2. Time of Zenith, Axis Mundi, center my soul, align within me, open the portal to my ascension. I'm ready to travel in new dimensions. And I will leave you with that, pile 2. I hope this brought some clarification or some much needed insight into the next 30 days for you. Definitely let me know in the comments if this resonated or anything of that nature. I really cannot tell you how much it helps. I really, really appreciate it. Even a little emoji. So thank you again, pile 2. I really hope you have an awesome next 30 days. You're strong, baby. You can do this. I will see you next time. All right, bye. Hello. If you're here, you picked pile 3. Literally pile 3, because I didn't show you the entire empath activation oracle card. But you picked with this little guy. He's so cute. This one, I can't see if my camera's picking it up, but my camera, I mean my iPhone. There's like kind of like almost like a jean blue hue to parts of the tip, and it's really pretty. But pile 3, just kind of go over how we're going to take a look at your next 30 days. We'll take a look at the empath activation card, which is from a newer deck. Do like a little bit of a vibe check there. And then I've got 2 different tarot decks to look at what the next 30 days have going on for you. And then we'll return to the empath activation card and read a little bit from the book to get like a final message in terms of guidance, you know, clarification of the events that are going to be unfolding in the next 30 days for you, and all that jazz. And really quickly, if you can like, comment, share, subscribe, it really, really helps, and I genuinely appreciate it. So, like, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. So thank you to those of you who already do that or have done that. Yeah, thanks. And let's get going, y'all. So, big reveal. I'm trying to do it dramatically, but it's not happening. Okay. Soul contract. Ooh. So these cards are very cool. The author, who also made the art on them, they're meant to, you know, activate, almost like sigil magic, activate when you look at them. So I really think that's awesome about this deck. So Soul Contract 10, that's a number of completion. And I know Soul Contract, a lot of people probably think, you know, like soulmates or whatever, which, yeah, but we also have like a bazillion soulmates, or, you know, maybe not a bazillion, but we have a lot of people we've made, you know, contracts with or have bonds with or are supposed to go through things with. But it could be, you know, a romantic cycle for you the next 30 days. But either, whatever's going on for you, pile 3, it's definitely like based on cycles, right? Like based on some sort of patterning or completion, or maybe even recognizing patterns, or maybe even recognizing why you have like a soul contract with somebody or a situation. Yeah, let's take a look at your oracle, or not your oracle cards. This is your oracle card, pile 3. I've got the Orion's Animal Tarot, and we're going to look at that first, and then we'll look at the Cosmic Slumber Tarot to kind of clarify those for your next 30 days, pile 3. Before I flip it over, I do like to say that I have not seen these yet. Like, I pre-picked them, but I did not pre-look at them, so it's fun for all of us. All right, so interesting. We got the Hermit in reverse. Is my dog gonna start barking right now? The Hanged Man in reverse. Very interesting, pile 3. Interesting. 2 major arcana reverse right off the dang bat. The 4 of Swords also in reverse. It's a little slow. And then the Two of Wands. Huh. And so I'm huh-ing because I do want to look at the book for this tarot deck as well, because it is newer for me. And while I'm familiar with the traditional reading or, interpretations, these cards are just so beautiful. So I want to make sure I'm getting all the nuances for y'all. Yeah, this is going to be a really introspective period for you, pile 3, especially with the Hermit and the Hangman in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. I feel like there might be like some stagnancy to begin with, just in terms of maybe this is something you've been in this, sort of thinking or reflecting period for a while about. Like maybe you have kind of been like, okay, like I've been recognizing patterns in my life, good ones and bad ones, or, good, bad, or just patterns. And you're recognizing which ones you do and don't want in your life, pile 3. Especially with the Two of Wands, which I do take as like a positive card, especially with these two Blue Jays, again, partnership, soul contract. But right now I do feel like there has been like some time to pause and reflect, and maybe more time than you would have liked based on the fact that they are in reverse. But let me take, again, just because I want to make sure I'm getting, especially with your two major arcana, I'm getting the most out of all the nuances. Yeah, so the Hermit is the Lynx, and I'll hold the card upright so you can see it really quickly. And apologies if you hear dogs panting. I have 2 dogs, and I'm watching another dog, so there are 3 dogs in my house right now. My house, I mean apartment. So, sorry, pile 3. So you had the Hermit in reverse, which is the Lynx. And it could be about like loneliness or isolation, and maybe for some reason I'm getting like this was like a self-imposed one, like not like in a punishing way, but in like a you've been in this like I gotta figure things out way. You know what I mean? You've lost balance on the tightrope walk of introversion versus extroversion. Look outside yourself and see if you've drawn in too deeply. In your quest for self-reflection, have you distanced yourself undully from others? Personal connections are important as they help tether us to the surrounding world, so be sure not to abandon them completely. And then you've got the Hanged Man right after that in reverse. Yeah, discontentment, indifference, empty-handed. So I feel like, again, you've been in this sort of like, especially with this, like almost like on a hamster wheel, I feel, pile 3. And I think this month you're finally going to be breaking free of that sort of, like I hear, the band Hot Chip, their like first song was that song called Over and Over. They're like, over and over and over and over and over, like a monkey with a miniature symbol. The joy of repetition really is in you. Anyway, I just wanted to sing that, but also like that joy of repetition, like joy doesn't necessarily mean you're enjoying it, but joy being, it's what you're enforcing, right? So I feel like that's what you're going to be breaking out of pile 3 in the next 30 days. I was going to say month, but it could just be like the next, 30 days, especially with the Two of Wands. It's all about like discovery, accomplishment, planning. Like even though these are Blue Jays, like the fact that they're both holding, sprigs kind of reminds me of like when Noah, like, it's like, hey, bird, go see if there's land. So like you've discovered something, you found something that like is, again, bringing this sort of mental anguish and sort of overthinking to an end. Like you're like, okay, it is time to move forward. And you're going to be able to like step out of this comfort zone. So that's awesome, pile 3. But let's take a look really quickly at the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, and I'm going to kind of clarify each card with another tarot card. So we've got the Princess or the Page of Cups. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Three of Swords also in reverse. And then the Princess or the Page of Swords also in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, so I feel like there was something that like you felt like really excited about, or like, like almost like giddy, like a child about, and then you kind of sense this sort of, maybe betrayal, like especially with the 3 and the 4 of Swords in reverse. Like I feel like you've been on this journey of healing, but it's been taking a little longer than normal, like with the Hanged Man in reverse and the 5 of Cups in reverse. Like I feel like maybe there's been some like ruminating on things that have been lost, even though there's like so much going on for you. And I think that's kind of, you know, the majority of the month might be kind of like going through that, pile 3, which I know is never fun when you're like, yeah, I know I've been doing that. How do I stop it? But I think the good news is that it's, if you allow yourself to just, especially with the hangman, like I feel like there's almost like a stasis of like, not ignoring it, but being like, whatever, I'm fine. Like a sloth, like, I'm just chill, man. But like, I think you need to feel whatever anguish or hurt you felt, especially with like the 2 of Wands and the Princess or the Page of Swords in reverse underneath it. Because I think with the Page of the Princess of Swords, I kind of think of somebody who is whimsical, but like impulsive, but like in a charming manner, if that makes sense. Like, you know, not to be like, just do whatever you want, it'll turn out fine. But I think it's kind of like giving you this permission to like be yourself and be like kind of fierce. Like, look at this prince, like they are not messing around. So like maybe be a little combative. Like, and again, that doesn't mean like, you know, start shit. But you know, instead of believing the world is out to get you, like, I think this is telling you once you like come up with a plan, pile 3 with the 2 of Wands, like all about planning and like, you know, building a nest, so to speak, or building like a home base, you will be able to use that fire and that passion within you to flip something around. That's what I'm getting, pile 3. But to kind of close your reading and to kind of make sure we're getting all the messages about the next 30 days, which, to be clear or not clear, I feel like there's just going to be a lot of introspection again happening for the next 30 days, and I feel like this is something that's been happening. And just to clarify, or to make it very clear, it's okay that it's taking this long. Like, that's okay. And I think, I know I've definitely been this person where I feel like I guilt myself for being like, oh, it's taking so much time for me to, you know, hit this milestone, or, you know, get over this person, or whatever it was. And the more I kind of focus on the time and kind of hang in that stasis, the more time goes by and the more the guilt compounds, you know what I mean? So I think right now, pile 3, this is saying like, allow yourself that grieving. Like, if you're going to take your time away to be with yourself, like, use it. Don't just, you know, hang and just like hope that you're going to feel better the next 30 days. I think it's like telling you to come up with a plan, so you can kind of reevaluate whatever this heartache is, pile 3 for you. But this is your soul contract. This is your soul contract. This is your empath activation card, which is soul contract. But I'm going to read from the book really quickly, just because, again, this is a deck I'm a little newer with, and I want to make sure that I'm getting everything for y'all. So while I'm flipping through, if you want to like, comment, share, subscribe, let me know if this is resonating with you. I really cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. So thank you to those of you who have already. Yeah, so this is all about like a little bit of unfinished business, right? Like something doesn't feel complete. And I feel like that's kind of what you've been hung up with, pile 3, like figuring out like, how do I move forward with this? How do I, like, you want to, you've been thinking about this for a long ass time. Like, how do I get this gear going again of whatever the situation is? But I think really this is telling you to identify patterns. So like, instead of like being again in a stasis and being like, I'll just like sit, like, I don't know why, just like, I'll just be in like a bubble and once the bubble pops, the world will magically have changed and I'll be fine. I think this is saying to, I don't know if that made sense. I don't know why that came into my head. Yeah, at some level, conscious or unconscious, you are seeking resolution and completion of this particular contract. This means that you are ready, even if you don't feel ready, right? So you might have been ruminating a little bit, pile 3, and there might be a little bit of that still happening, but this card is telling you, like, you're ready to move forward, like, literally. It's okay and absolutely encourage for you to seek support for your dilemma. Just because you're the only one who can walk in your shoes does not mean you have to do it alone. Very interesting. Yeah, so this is like guided meditation, shamanic journey, or journaling, which I know it's like, I feel like every tarot reading or any sort of life coaching or manifestation video, at the end of the day, it all tells you the same friggin' message in the same way. It's, what don't you like in your life? Identify it. Start patterning in a different way. Because you can stay still and nothing will change for better or worse, but nothing will change pile 3. Here, oh, this is very cool. I'm going to hold up the book really quickly. It gives you 3 journal questions. You can, if you're like, I know exactly who this is about, especially since it's called soul contracts. These are 3 journal questions that come with the book. When I do this, blank, being a particular behavior, he or she does, or, they say this. Here, I'll just, I'm just going to hold it up. And these 3 right here, if you want to grab it. But it's a nice way to help you identify patterns. And then if you see a pattern you don't like, for example, anytime I talk to this person I work with, they are always dismissive of me. It's like, okay, I'm noticing a pattern. What do I do to fix this, to eradicate this? Like, what am I bringing to the table that, like, am I, energetically bringing to influence this? Or do they just suck? Which is very possible. But that is what I have for you, pile 3. I just want to say, I've been here, maybe I am still here in some way in terms of trying to figure this one thing out. And I just want to say solidarity, y'all. You got this. Whatever it is, whoever or whatever situation you got to figure this out with, you got it. Like you've done the thinking, you've done the planning. Now build that nest, baby, and then use that vengeful spirit for good. That is your reading, pile 3. I really do hope that it brought some clarity or peace of mind. And I wish you nothing but success and happiness, because guess what? You friggin' deserve it. All right. Bye, pile 3. Last but not least, we have got pile 4. If you are here, you picked this pile / this seashell. It's got like, I like that. It's got like the little, like, I know they're like quote unquote chips, but I like that they're like little divots like in a pattern. I think they look cool. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I think it's nice. So pile 4, just to kind of give you a little insight into how this reading is going to go, we will take a look at the empath activation oracle card that is at the bottom of your pile. I like this pile thing. Let me know if you think it's cool too. I mean, obviously everyone picks piles, but you know what I mean, setup wise. We'll take a little look at the activation card, and then before like really diving into it, we'll save that for the end, just to kind of give, like a cohesive ending, so to speak. We are going to take a look at 2 tarot decks to kind of see what the next 30 days have in store for you, pile 4. So with that, let's get to it. So your empath, I'm trying to be like really like whoop. Your empath activation card is unconformity. Cool. And the thing I really love about these cards in this deck, which I will link just because I'm obsessed already, and I literally had it like a week and a half and I can't stop looking. Anyway, pile 4, the thing I love about it is that the artist made it so these are almost like, it's like sigil magic, where it's like supposed to help activate the energy that the card has within you by looking at it, which I think is, I love that kind of, I love sigil magic. I think that's very cool. So unconformity with 22, I'm getting also like very master manifester. I feel like you are somebody, and I know I said we're just gonna like go a little bit into this, who you know what you want, or rather I feel like it's like I know what I don't want, but what do I want? Like you're really good at bringing things in. I feel like you're really good at like almost like a able to do like, have many trades sort of thing, but there's something about you, pile 4. Let's see what it is. Let's see what the next 30 days have in store for you. To be clear, I pre-pulled these, but I did not pre-look at them. So it's a reveal for all of us, y'all. Very fun. I'm gonna move this card over a little bit so we have space. All right, so we've got, ooh, the Emperor. Oh, this deck is so pretty. This is Orion's Animal Tarot. Yeah, so like you know what you want, or like Emperor, like I'm getting that very like, yeah, I'm like marching to the beat of my own drum. Like I don't know why I think of you can't see me, but I'm wiggling in my chair as if I'm marching. Anyway. Whoa, the Magician. Pile 4, dang. Sorry, I'm just like, I get excited. All right, pile 4. You've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. And then the 8 of Cups also in reverse. Huh. Well. Yeah, so again, off the bat, pile 4, like I said, like you are able to march ahead, and you are a master manifester. Like you're able to shed skins, you're able to kind of like, especially with the emperor being an elephant, like I'm thinking of like, you know how they mourn their dead, they you know they grieve, um they remember different lives, and but then like with a magician, with, I don't know if you can see, these are two snakes, like this sort of like transformative power where they literally shed skins. Pile 4, and I feel like this is going to be like a very, even though like, here's what I'm getting with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like whatever you've been working at or making happen, pile 4, might come in a little slower than you would like it to. Yeah, especially with the 8 of Cups in reverse. Like I feel like there might be like some sort of, and again, this isn't like, I don't think this is like malicious. Like I think there just might be like some sort of hold up or some sort of illusion that makes things seem like they're gonna happen faster than they're not to, you know, place any limiting beliefs on people. But since this is a new reject pile 4, I'm gonna take a look really quickly at the book just to make sure I'm giving you the, you know, all the nuances, especially I want to check with the 8 of Cups in reverse, just because I know it's usually a card of like illusion, or escapism, but in reverse, especially with the, I'm not sure if it's a squid or an octopus, but they're very shape shiftery too, right? You know, they can kind of squeeze in. Oh, this is a cuttlefish. They are cephalopods, so you know they're you know, of the octopus family. Yeah, stagnation, monotony, worthlessness. Yeah, so to be clear, there might be some like confusion, or maybe you might have some doubts about something you're trying to bring into the world or manifest over the next 30 days, whatever that is for you, whether it's, you know, relationship, job, you know what it is, pile 4. It's something unconventional. It's something maybe that, you know, not everyone gets, like you're marching to the beat of your own drum, but you're able to do it. But there might be some delays, especially with the cuttlefish. I feel like this is like something in your life. It's like you're, okay, you know what? I think it's like the next 30 days, sorry, I keep saying this over and over, but stagnation. But I think the stagnation is coming because you might be questioning whether or not you even want this thing anymore. Whatever it is, pile 4, in the next 30 days. Like something you've been charging ahead and like manifesting with, a delay is going to kind of make you even wonder if like, is this what I want? Is kind of what I'm getting. But to kind of clarify, I'm going to put the Cosmic Slumber Tarot underneath to kind of clarify each card, and we'll get a little more insight into what's going on, pile 4. But very interesting, like a very cool and powerful energy I'm feeling with y'all. Yeah, wow, we got the Hermit right under the Emperor. Interesting. A lot of the 7 of Cups in reverse, which again is about like choices or illusions. So like I feel like, especially under the Magician, it's like you literally have been able to like bring into the world whatever the hell you want to bring into the world, like, and I mean that in the coolest way possible. But I think with the 7 of Cups in reverse, it's kind of like asking you, are you harnessing your creative energies to the best of your higher good, if that makes sense? Like, yeah, you could keep working at this thing and it might take a little bit, like you're gonna get it, whatever it is, pile 4, to be clear, like it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take maybe a little longer than you thought, but that delay, for better or for worse, might make you kind of question if this is something you still want to pursue or chase, is what I'm getting. And then you've got the Prince or the Knight of Torches. And wow, the Star in reverse. Yeah, again with, wow, right under the 8 of Cups. I feel like this is just confirmation, pile 4. This is maybe the clearest reading I've seen in terms of like story, if that makes sense. This again, with the Star in reverse, is like this idea of illusion, reflection period. I feel like you're really going to be questioning, you know, what you want, pile 4. Like I feel like this is kind of like a shorter reading, but like especially with like Prince or the Knight of Torches, or Wands, which is like a fire, passion, like you'd like to move forward quickly, right? Like you are somebody who can, like the Emperor and the Hermit, like tell me that like, whoop, that's my dog barking at another dog. I'm gonna pause really quickly. Sorry, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, aka my dogs Betty and Jeannie, barking at another dog. But with the Prince of Torches or the Knight of Torches, like you're very like goal oriented. Like you Hermit, like I'm seeing like you retreat, you make a plan, you stick with the plan, like you get what you want. But this like delay and what's like, you're like, I'm going forward full force the next 30 days with whatever, like, and I have been, and this delay is making me wonder if this is what I even want anymore. It's kind of what I'm getting for you, pile 4. You're going to be kind of a situation or something you've been wanting. And this isn't to say like, maybe you will reflect and be like, you know what, actually I do want it. This isn't to say like, oh, you're going to realize whatever you've been chasing for a long time, you don't want it. Maybe you don't though. And I think this is a spread is just kind of reminding you like, if that is the case, that is very okay. You know, like, what is that thing? It's like a fallacy, like a lost sunk costs fallacy where it's like, well, I've already spent X amount of time in this job, like one more year, and then I'll make 25 more cents an hour. But you're like, yeah, but I'm miserable now. You know, so I think this is definitely like the next 30 days are going to be kind of like a time for reflection of something you've been working towards for a long time. Is it really what you want? And again, it could be, and that's awesome. And it couldn't be. And then guess what? That's also awesome because either way you figured it out. But to close your reading, pile 4, and I do feel like this was a shorter one, but I feel like it's very clear and like, again, very powerful. We're going to take a look at your empath activation card again, which is unconformity. And I'm going to, just because again, I am a little newer with this deck and the book that comes with it is just so gorgeous and full of so many cool, I'll link it too, because like, sorry if I already said that, I'm just like really obsessed with this. But it's got like great rituals and just journaling ideas. It's very, very cool. But yeah, this is an accelerated period of expansion for you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you're kind of realizing like, yeah, I can kind of, which is funny considering the delay, but I think more than anything, this delay, I feel like is almost like self-imposed because you're trying to figure out if this is what you want. Interesting. Your vibrational frequency, patterns of thought and belief, and value system no longer conform to the prevailing world paradigm. This is actually a sign of immense progress and an indication that you are growing into the full expression of your cosmic mission. Way showers are often the ones who break the mold and who are revolutionaries, thought leaders, and courageous path cutters. Do not fear the dreams, visions, passions, and longings you have been experiencing, for they are your soul speaking to you. Wow. This is amazing, pile 4. Yeah, so there might be some upheaval, like in terms of like, I think like self-upheaval. Again, like especially with the star, there's so much water here. You've got a cuttlefish with the cups, pile 4. To summarize out, you're an amazing manifestor. You can get whatever you want out of this world. And you have been charging ahead for something that you've had in mind for a while, something that you planned for, something that you've like shed a skin for. But there might be a delay in something that you're expecting, pile 4. And that's gonna like, even though you've been going, you know, charging full force, I think at the end of the month especially, like it's going to take, you know, or maybe the month, the 30 days, there's going to be some realization about whether or not this is something you do want to continue pursuing or not. And coming to that choice is whatever the decision is or whatever, you know, the outcome is what you're supposed to do. So just have faith in yourself, trust yourself, and trust if you change your mind. Like I keep being that, like being like, it's okay to change your mind. It really is. And trust me, I get it. I'm somebody who like used to never leave anything without claw marks, baby. Whether it was a job, a person, just like, you know, wanted to, you know, give it the old college try till I was exhausted, everything. And I was like, no, this will definitely not work. So I totally get it. But pile 4, it's okay to let it go. It totally is. And you know what? If you're not ready to let it go, or you're like, no, dude, like this is gonna work for me, that's very okay too. I think this is just telling you the next 30 days are going to be transformative in a great way, even if there is a little bit of wading through murky waters to do for you, pile 4. And I'm going to conclude your reading there. I really hope it brought you some clarity or insight into your next 30 days. I'm going to do the YouTube thing now. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I really can't stress how much it helps, and I really, really genuinely appreciate everyone who does that. So thank you so much to everyone who has been doing that or has done that. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a kick-ass 30 days, because guess what, Pile 4? You deserve it. All right, bye-bye.